نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, my dear sisters. Today we will talk about a very beautiful name of Allah. All of the names of Allah are beautiful, of course. Today we will talk about Allah's name Al-Wadud. Al-Wadud comes from waw, dal, dal. Wud, the verb wadda means to love, to like, to be friendly to. From the same root letters, we also have the word to show love or affection, to make someone beloved, to endear yourself to someone is also from the same root letters. Such a very, very beautiful word. Wud means love, affection, friendship, also to be, there's another meaning, hanan. In Arabic, it's hanan, to be tender, to be tender, to be devoted to someone, friendly, friendship, love, all these meanings with tenderness. So because love has many shapes and forms, but this kind of love is combined with being tender, with having affection, with having a kind of, a soft heart for the other one. So not only love, like you could love, for example, a very powerful person, so you would have, you don't have tenderness for this person. Yes? So wood is the kind of love in which there is also tenderness. Hanan, we say in Arabic, in which there is softness, tenderness. You feel for the other one, for the beloved person. All these meanings are in the word, in the name of Allah, Al-Wadud. So wood, this kind of love, wood, is more general and more encompassing than the meaning of hub. Hub is also love in Arabic. But hub is a kind of love which is also very strong. It's very true, as it's honest love. But hub could also be described for the kind of love in which the emotion, this emotion of loving, is in the heart, but it is not shown, it is not expressed. So we could call this hub, love, it's in the heart. But wood is the kind of love in which you express and show your love to the beloved. So Allah is Al-Wadud, He is the loving one, love with tenderness, and He has tenderness for us as well, and He shows us His love, and by doing that, He endears Himself to His believing and righteous and recognizing and cognizant servants. Of course, the one who denies, he denies. But for the beloved, for the believers, Allah endears Himself by showing His love, by showing His tenderness to His servants. So a very, very beautiful name. It's in the nature of human beings, in our nature, that if somebody likes us, if somebody loves us, instantly his level in our affection, in our, what we feel for this person, it will be raised. Before maybe we didn't pay attention to this person, but now our friend tells us that, this sister, she likes you a lot, she likes you very much, and directly before that you didn't pay attention to her, but now you will, have a little bit more points, a little bit more affection for this person. Why? Because she likes you, she loves you. So love is something very tender, yes, but also something very powerful. Love is something very, very powerful. So when we hear that Allah loves His beloved servants, Allah loves some of His servants, let's say some of His servants, because this is also something very important. Allah does not love everyone. Yes, we are all His creation. He is merciful to all His creation. His rahmah is, established everywhere with everyone. Yes, this is true. But Allah Al-Wadud, and Allah, when we say in the Quran, for example, Inna Allah yuhibbu, indeed Allah loves, then of course we will never read in the Quran that Allah loves the transgressor or Allah loves the person who is unjust. No, indeed Allah does not love the zalimin. This is what we will read in the Quran. So it is possible that Allah loves and Allah does not love. And indeed, even in the hadith, for example, we learn that Allah, some things He dislikes, He hates some things. Yes, what we call makruh, what is disliked in Islam. So Allah dislikes some things. So this is very much possible. Allah's love is not, it's a very precious gift, and it is not accessible or not shown or not given to each and every one. So we have to learn from this beautiful name of Allah that first of all, we have to do our utmost best to earn the love of Allah, to qualify ourselves, to become this kind of human beings, of person that Allah will shower His love upon us. And then also we learn from this name that we ask Allah His love, of course, in dua, and also that we as His servants who follow the deen of Islam, the deen of Allah, that we become people who have big hearts, who can give love. Yes, also we do not love each and every one. Of course, somebody is, unjust. Injustice is not loved. It's not lovable. You should not love injustice. How can you protect yourself from becoming an unjust person if you do not dislike injustice or injustice? Yes, so this is important. There is a difference. You dislike, evil things, and you like and love good and just things. This is an important distinction we have to make. But we do our utmost best to qualify ourselves to become from those people about whom Allah has said in the Quran that He loves the muhsineen, the people who do good. He loves the just people, muqsiteen, who are just. They do not commit injustice. He loves the muttaqeen, those people who are people of taqwa. I've explained the word taqwa many times. And so forth. We will find many instances in the Quran where Allah mentions whom He loves and the people He does not love. So Al-Wadud is not for everyone. Some scholars have said that yes, the love of Allah for His creation is expressed even for the sinner. In which way? That Allah is happy when the sinner comes back and returns to Allah. So here comes the name of Allah, At-Tawwab. Yes, that He turns to the servant so that the servant can turn to Him, and He accepts the repentance of His servant. Yes, He does, and He's happy about it. Yes, but we still cannot say Allah loves the sinner. No, He loves the sinner when he comes back. This is something else. Then He loves the one doing tawbah. This is something else. He's not a sinner anymore. Yes, so you see the difference, and this is very important so that we can be even more, encouraged and motivated that we do our utmost best in this short lifetime of ours, that we become people Allah loves. We want to be His people, Rabbaniyun, the people of Rabb. We want to be recognized by this identity. Yes, so this really softens our hearts as well when we hear that there is someone who loves us, that someone who does not only answer us, and He does not only provide for us, and He does not only generally is merciful to each and everyone. No, He loves you. He loves you. Isn't this beautiful? If somebody, like for example, imagine a child who is an orphan. He doesn't have anyone. We talked about the name wali already, But now imagine he has a wali, but the wali is only like, in front of the law. Yeah, he is the wali, yes. In court matters, he is the wali. He will sign for you because you are still an orphan. You are young. You cannot do anything for yourself. Okay, this he will do. But he does not love you. There's still something missing in your life, right? Yes, because the love of a father, of a mother, it's like nothing else could, substitute this honest and true, selfless love of parents. Of course not. But imagine now another wali comes and he will take care of your affairs, and he will provide for you, and he will defend you, and then he declares, and he really means it, and he shows it to you, and he is honest and he is sincere, that he loves you. Allahu Akbar. What a beautiful provision that Allah has created our hearts in a way that we can feel love and that we can give love. Isn't that beautiful? And this is one of the many, many, many instances where Allah is actually showing us His love, that He has, for example, created us in a way that we are born to parents, that we do not grow on trees, or we are not, harvested on the field or something. No, we are, subhanallah, born into a loving family. Normally, ideally. That is why so many laws in Islam are there to protect the family, because it is so important for a human being to open the eyes in this world and to see his mother and to see a father, or to feel the father and the protection which comes along with the father. It's so, so important for a human being. And for every really, so many animals have the same, live according to the same law. This is so beautiful. Who has given us this beautiful entry into the world? Who? Allah Al-Wadud. Should we not love Allah? This is beyond being grateful. This is more. Love is, it's an emotion. It's not some kind of, principle that, oh yeah, really, I have to be grateful. Thank you. No, this is it's attached to your heart. Yes, so who is in your heart? Who have you? And Allah describes the believers in the Quran that وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ, that those who believe, they are the strongest love of theirs is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, we do love other things and people. We love our parents, our spouses, we love our children. But the strongest love is, for whom? For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we know that everything else I do love and cherish is actually from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one who has given me all these beautiful things. He is Allah Al-Wadud. And He loves the believers. He loves, so the first, this is very important. The first and foremost, most important condition to qualify yourself for the love of Allah is, of course, you have to have Iman. If there is no Iman, then, we cannot speak about the love of Allah. Yes, He is Rahman and He is just and everything. But, Iman is the first condition to be loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya said about Al-Wadud that Allah is the loving one. And He loves His prophets. He loves the righteous. He loves His awliya. You know the word awliya now. And He is also the one who is loved. So two meanings are in Al-Wadud. He loves Himself. He's the loving one. And He is the beloved as well. Who love Allah? The mu'mineen, the believers. So it goes both ways. And this even makes it even more beautiful. If something is only one way, it's nice, alhamdulillah. But for example, if only parents love their children, but the children do not love them back, it's not so beautiful anymore. Something is missing. But if a love relationship goes both ways, this is beauty. This is life. Then this is a living relationship. And about the believers, it also says in the Quran, or it is described that they should be like this, that the believers love Allah even more than their spouses, their wealth, their houses, their jobs, their businesses, anything. However beloved it is under the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The love to Allah should be the utmost, because He is Allah Al-Wadud. He loves us as well, even though He does not have to. He's in no need for us. His kingdom does not grow because He has many friends and a great network. Yes, we love most of the times. Many times we do share our love with someone, but because, at the same time we are in some need. Yes? Like, from all people, the only one we can think about which is really selfless love is the mother, the father, right? And even this, so many times, the parents, they do want, some kind of, I don't know, they want to see that, the investment didn't go in vain. We are human beings, it's a weakness, it's attached to us. But Allah's love is a pure, and this is actually one of the meanings of wood as well. Wood means the purest and a kind of love in which there is no blemish, there's no admixture of anything negative in it. For example, hope is also love. Yes, you love your husband, okay? You love you love your siblings, okay? But with siblings, there's also some aspect, some kind of competition, maybe sometimes even jealousy. Yes, but you would still never deny that. No, I love my sister, I love my brother. Yes, so you love them, but still there is some kind of admixture of little bit, a hint of jealousy, a hint of competition. Yes, it's very natural. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but it's very natural. But in wood, there is it's a very pure and a very sincere kind of love. Yes, and Allah Al-Wadud is the one who made us able to live lives in which love, is present. Allah says in the Quran that Allah, is the one who put mawadda. Mawadda comes from the same root letters as wadud, yes, mawadda, love, and rahma between husband and wife. Subhanallah. I mean, husband and wife, they are not related to each other in any way. The nikah, the marriage contract, this, puts them into a relationship to each other. Yes? So how come that most of the times, okay, many times, not, but most of in general, we can say that generally these two strangers start to grow to love each other. Yes? They build a relationship with each other. So how is it possible? Who did this for us so that we can become families? We can become, two instead of one. We can become more instead of, living your life alone. Who did this for us? Allah Al-Wadud. Allah also says in the Quran, we read this ayah as well when we talked about Allah al-Wali, that Allah waliyul ladina amanu. Yes, so the first condition is Iman. Allah is the Wali of those who believe. And if they believe, then of course Allah will love them as well. Yes. The name of Allah Al-Wadud also encourages us, beyond Allah's name Al-Mujib. Remember at the name of Allah Al-Mujib, the one who answers, the prayers. Al-Wadud, love. If you love someone, if he loves you, she loves you, a good friend, husband, father, mother, whatever love is, involved, the relationship becomes more beautiful. When you love someone, or you know that this person loves you, then you do not make only dua. You do not only ask for things. No. Then you also start to talk about the innermost hidden problems of your heart, your innermost hidden concerns. Yes? Which you would never mention for in front of anyone else. But in front of this person, you can say everything. Yes, we have a beautiful example. Like, first, an example from our day-to-day life. For example, if children, may Allah protect all children, imagine they have a problem outside. They are being bullied in school. Yes, they come home, and in school, they're not crying. They're showing strength. They're making a, stiff face. They're not showing any emotion. But once they enter their home and they see their mother or their father, they will hug the mother maybe, or they will start crying and they will say everything which happened at in this day, and they will let everything out, because now they can talk. Why? Because in front of them there is someone who loves them. Yes? This is so beautiful. So Allah Al-Wadud, this name, it encourages us that we can come to Allah with everything. And you can talk to Allah and let everything out. Of course, it should be befitting, how you talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It should be serious. It should be full of humility. Of course, this is, we learned this in how to make dua, what are the etiquettes of making dua. But other than that, when it fulfills all these etiquettes, you can, throw out what is in your heart in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because he's Allah Al-Wadud. For example, like the father of Yusuf alayhi salam, Yaqub, when he said, after having this difficult life, to lose your own son, not to see him again, not to know where he is, all these worries, and to know, of course, you are the father of the family, that the brothers have something to do with it, which makes it even more difficult to digest. And this difficult life, and then he says, when he's in his old age, he says that indeed I only complain my sorrow and my grief to Allah. Doesn't Allah know what you are suffering? Do you really have to inform him? This is not about informing. This is not even about asking something. He didn't say, I ask him to help me. He said, I complain to Allah. Because Allah loves when we turn to Him. And when you are a believer and you try your utmost to do good, then Allah loves these qualities. So you can talk to Allah Al-Wadud, show Him your love by turning to Him and no one else with this particular problem. Or first to Him, and then maybe later you can turn to others as well. Another example is of the mother of Maryam alayhi salam. You know, she wanted to have a son because she wanted to devote him to the temple, or like, you know, nowadays we would say mosque. But she, of course, you know, Allah gave her Maryam, a girl, and she said to Allah, "Oh Allah, see, I have given birth to a girl. I have delivered a baby girl." As if Allah doesn't know. Of course Allah knows. And she knows that Allah knows. Allah gave her this girl. But she's talking to Allah like someone, you know, like you talk to someone you love. You tell him everything. Yes, like we, you know, sometimes if even our husbands are not there, you know, they are at, you know, job or whatever, and we tell them every single thing of our daily life by via of WhatsApp, or, you know, by sending messages. Or why do we do this? Does he really need this, you know, piece of information, what you cooked or whatever? No, because, you know, there's love involved in this relationship. We love the other person to be part of our life. Yes, because we know that he loves us as well. He will not be, you know, annoyed by our messaging. He will be happy when we tell him everything, if this is the case, actually. You know? So Allah's wud, Allah's love is the most pure and the highest form of love, in which there is no annoyance, no jealousy, of course not, no, you know, nothing negative. And Allah Al-Wadud, yes, He endears Himself to us by showing us His love. One example where Allah showed His love to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of many. You know, when for some time, at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for some time, the ulama even say for some months, there came no new revelation, and some of the enemies of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they started to mock him even more and started to say some things like, you know, your Lord has left you, which was very painful for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because after all, he was a human being, of course, and yes, it was painful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to console him and to strengthen him, He revealed a whole surah in order to console the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Allah Al-Wadud. He does not only give you a job and a responsibility and do this and do that, and I will reward you. If you do this correctly, then I will reward you. Okay, ask me and I will give you. No, no, no. Allah Al-Wadud, He consoles His beloved servants, His awliya, His prophets, the righteous people, the muhsineen, the just people. All these people are beloved, the beloved servants of Allah. And Allah revealed a whole surah, which was Surah Ad-Duha, in which Allah says that your Lord has not left you. Your Lord has indeed not left you, which is so beautiful. And it's also, you know, in front of the creation, it was declared that Allah is always, indeed, always with His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So may Allah make us. There are also beautiful du'as. Allahumma inni as'aluka hubbak. Oh Allah, oh Allah, I ask you for your love, which is a very beautiful dua. We can make this dua as well regularly, so that Allah will make us from those whom He loves, and, you know, make us people who love Allah, because this, you know, makes every relationship even more beautiful. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك جزاكم الله خيرا السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وليس أعلى الشان من حملة القرآن